the owner of Melvirus Hair Studio, and the creator, the founder of Growth Initiation, where I teach you beauty tips for business and for hair that benefit both hairstylists and clients alike. Thank you guys for joining my live. Today has been a quite aggravating morning. So I said, you're going to get on your live, you're going to be happy. And I thought about how when I used to work at Ruby Tuesdays and I used to serve tables for almost a decade. And I had to learn I wasn't as well off in life back then as I am now. I didn't know it, but I know it now. But I didn't know it back then. And Ruby Tuesdays had this thing called WOW. Wow. Wowing your customers would increase the likelihood that you would get a tip. When you would get a tip, the tip would be larger than what it typically averagely on a roundabout should be, which was back then like 15% or something like that, 17%, whatever, something like that, right? This American thing called tipping. And it would increase the likelihood, wowing your customer would increase the likelihood that if something happened that rubbed your customer the wrong way, that made your customer feel unappreciated, taken advantage of, cheated, they didn't feel like they got the 100% service, their steak didn't come out well, and they asked for it well. Instead, it came out rare and dripping with blood. Somebody else would have loved that, but that customer didn't. And when you ask for well, you get a bloody steak, it's quite offensive, right? But if you, as the service provider, the face of the Ruby Tuesday, the person that's interacting with the person and representing Ruby Tuesday, wows them, is less likely that they would handle that in a nasty way. It's less likely that when the manager came to cover up at the table, that it would be hard for them to turn it around and put that frown into a smile, turn that frown upside down, right? And this wowing does all of this, right? And you may be asking yourself, how do you wow a customer? Okay. You wow a customer, for example, this was my great example all the time. If we have run out of Pepsi Cola, then a way that I would wow my customer would be to go next door to the hotel, take my little, probably 25 cents back then, put it inside the vending machine and get my customer a Pepsi Cola. Bring them an ice cold Pepsi Cola with a glass of ice and say, hey, we did run out of Pepsi Cola, but I made it happen for you and I ran next door and got you one out of the vending machine. That's how you wow a customer. Another way to wow a customer. Let's think. A way that you wow a customer is by predetermining their needs. So if someone is eating French fries 9 times out of 10 in America, people are going to want ketchup with their fries. Don't wait on them to ask for ketchup. Bring the ketchup ahead of time. When you see the sweet tea cup is halfway empty, don't ask if they want sweet tea. You come by with a pitcher of sweet tea and say, may I? Okay? It's about predetermining needs. Don't just immediately pour the sweet tea in the cup, because maybe they put some lemon in there and it's a certain type of way. Maybe it was unsweet tea. You got to pay attention to details when you wow people, right? So these are some small examples for the beauty industry. I mean, these are small examples for the food industry. Me knowing business, I have realized that that same wow concept transfers over into any service industry. So, in other words, if you're a beauty professional, if you're a hair stylist, if you do nails, you need to be finding ways to wow your customer, because most of the time you're the manager. Most of the time you're the contact person that they're going to see. You don't have a manager to come and to de-escalate things for you. So that means that you need to be setting yourself up for success just in case you make a mistake, because we're all human. So that means that you need to be early when your client arrives, because you want to wow them, so that when you do make that small mistake that we make once or twice a year, right? They are more likely to deal with it and to be calm about it, because you have gotten so many goodie points with them that when you do something bad, you've got goodie points to spare, so to speak, right? Now, if you're just horrible all the time, you're late, you got an attitude, your dress is unprofessional, you're doing their hair good, but you're not doing their hair great. They see flyaways in their braids whenever they leave. They looking on Instagram and they seeing all these other girls with nice and neat braids, but they ain't got time to find a new hairstylist. They just gonna stick with you. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing. As a beauty professional, when you are doing every dang on thing the tip-top way that you can, I want to get that boy some food. When you're doing everything the tip-top way that you can, you're crossing your T's and you're dotting your I's, and then you go and you do a hair color for this customer that's been with you for the past year. She finally decides to add hair color to her service. Well, you decide, I can match that hair color up without a consultation. And you do the hair color and it's off. It's wrong. You didn't realize, oh my God, she's been putting henna in her hair, right? So now a month later, the tips are breaking off and y'all are now doing the proper consultation, right? Ooh, that's really not a simple mistake, but let's just say you made that mistake. If you had enough brownie points, goodie points with this person to spend by wowing them on a regular basis, that situation would be easy to de-escalate. That's what it's all about. All right? I know now I don't like it. The beauty game is changing to where people don't necessarily want to work with a team anymore. Everybody loves the freedom. Everybody wants to have their own salon suite. I want to be a booth renter. I don't want nobody to tell me nothing. I want to be cool like all the other people on social media that are entrepreneurs and running their businesses without people telling them stuff, right? Telling them to whatever it is, to match a team, to build a team, right? But what we fail to realize is that even in those situations, in those moments, we still have to operate like a business. If you're looking to have longevity in the business, if you're looking to have regular clients instead of being the girl with the openings or the guy with the openings all the time, right? Which you should be striving to get away from that, because you need job security. Job security is clients booking out 3 to 6 months to a year in advance. Job security for you is knowing how much money you're going to make next week, next month, and so on and so forth, because so many people fail because they quit because, you know, the money was just up and down in the beauty industry. No, your money was up and down in the beauty industry because you have been up and down in the beauty industry. You only work whenever you need money. You only about your hustle when something pressing comes up in your life. You only are on top of your customer service skills and presenting yourself as a professional when you feel like it or when it's convenient for you. And so, yes, your customers are up and down. You attract who you are. If you are if you are um flaky, I can call you sometimes and get you on the phone for an appointment. And sometimes I can't. I gotta call you, I gotta text you, I gotta wait a couple of days, I gotta hit you back again. You know, if you are the hairstylist that just doesn't care how they arrive, you don't have that skill set where you can drop your emotions at the door. If you're having great times in your personal life, great, bring that attitude to work. But if you're having negativity going on in your personal life and it's too difficult for you to drop your negativity at the front door and then come in and have a positive demeanor for your clients, yes, your money gonna be funny because you are in a service industry. People are within your circumference, your personal bubble. They are all up in your negative energy and they can feel it. They react to it. They may not say nothing to you. They may not come back, right? So and these are all different things. So all in all, what I am saying is that in the beauty industry, you need to know how to wow your customers. What are some ways that we can wow our customers in the beauty industry? Some ways we can wow our customers in the beauty industry is showing up early, right? Make it a point to show up at least 30 minutes before each and every one of your clients so that when they come in, they feel valued. They don't have to wait. They come in and they walk straight to your chair. And if you keep doing that on a regular basis, they begin to expect it. And when they refer other people to you, they're going to be like, girl, D don't play. When you got an appointment at 1 o'clock, girl, you get there 15 minutes. She is ready for you. She going to get you in. She going to get you out. Boop, boop, bop. And then those days that you are running behind, they're going to work with you because if they've come to you 10 times, 9 times out of those times, they have been certain to come there, okay? Another thing that you can do, you don't have to do this all the time, but another way to wow your customers would be to listen to them, speak to them on a regular basis, and take notes on what you talk about. Now, for example, we have a Vagaro software at Melvira's Hair Studio. The Vagaro software has a situation where you can leave every single time a customer comes in. You can go back in and edit the note. Miss Barbecue came in today, and when Miss Barbecue came in, her grandson had lost his first tooth, and she had to take him to a soccer game for her daughter, and she has 3 grandkids, and she has wildflowers growing in her yard that she loves to take care of, and blah blah blah. And then it also has a spot where you can put their birthday, right? So you go in and you take all of these notes and you pay close attention to them. And this is a way for you to make them feel important, to wow them, right? Wow, she really thought of me. And when they come in, that birthday comes up, you have her a little wildflower in um a pot, in a, you could have picked it up off of Craigslist for free. It don't matter. You thought about them, right? You don't have to spend a lot of money to wow people. You could find some seeds on sale for 25 cents at a yard sale, and it's wildflower seeds, right? And she comes in and you give her a card and slip it in there. That's how you wow your customers. You remember when she comes back in for her next appointment, hey, how's your grandson doing? I know you said that he had a soccer game and he lost his tooth last time. How's he doing with that? Oh my goodness, you wowed her. She was important enough for you to, out of all the people that you see, she was important enough for you to remember the small details about her, you know for them. People are looking for convenience. The beauty industry is $1 billion industry, okay? And What that means is that if you're not selling products to your clients are going to be buying products from somewhere else. So you need to be talking to them while they are in your chair. And this is a money maker for you too in the beauty industry, right? It's not hard to sell in the beauty industry. People buy beauty products. That is what they do. They want to look good. They want to feel good. They want to look good to others. They want to look good to themselves in the mirror. The easiest way to sell a beauty product and to wow your customer is to simply talk to them about what you're doing to them and what you're doing it with, how you're doing it, right? They're not going to be able to go home and duplicate it. And also, they're coming to you for the time. So don't feel like you're saving them time. So don't feel like they're going to be like, oh my goodness, well, let me watch her. I'll go home and do this myself. Some people will do that, right? But that's okay because they're coming to you for the convenience. They're coming to you because you give them product knowledge. They're coming to you because you see things going on in their head and their scalp that they can't see, right? So you wow them by being knowledgeable. You wow them by informing and educating them about what you're doing on them while you're doing it. And then on top of that, just those easy suggestions is going to give you an opportunity to make a sale, because as you're talking to them about the products, they see the products on the shelf, so on and so forth. So you're gonna at the end say, hey, I was talking to you about the products line. You don't have to take everything home, but in order to keep this hair silkening a little shinier, a little smoother, you're probably going to need this head wrap, and at a minimum, maybe some edge control, or maybe this reflection shine spray by Design Essentials to help shine you up on those dull days, right? And it's going to be convenient. You're going to give them what they need when they need it. When they come to your shop, they're getting their hair done with you. They should be getting everything that they need done for their hair. Wow, car wreck almost happened there. Okay. So those are some ways that you can wow your customer. Wow your customer by showing up to your appointments and being reliable. It's crazy that that is a way to wow customers, but in 2025, hairstylists are flaky. Like I said at the beginning of this video, people are really intrigued with the freedom and flexibility of their schedules in the beauty industry. And some people are worker bees, but they think that they're entrepreneurs. And what does that mean for our clients, our consumers? That means that they're going to run into hairstylists that overuse their opportunities to take off, that overuse their opportunities to move your appointment to Friday because something more fun came up, or my boyfriend came into town, and Lord have mercy, some of these stories online are crazy. I see girls that take full deposits and then reschedule and for no reason. And just look up horrible hairstylists. You'll see all the videos online. But anyway, be reliable. That's another way for you to wow your customers. Don't be changing their appointments all the time. Another way you can wow your customers would be to not necessarily enforce a cancellation fee when they have an oops or something that has come up, because life happens. So for example, I have a customer policy. Whenever they come into the salon, they've been coming to me for a while. Their first time, they, in the email and the text messages, they are informed that if you have to cancel, you need to cancel at least 24 hours in advance in order to avoid the cancellation fee, which for us is just 50% of your service. Okay. The first time, I always let them slide, because I understand that life happens. I have children, I have family, I have a body that sometimes gets sick, I have emergencies that happen, right? And I want them to work with me. So you got to scratch some people's back to get your back scratched. You have to understand that sometimes life happens, right? And even when those things happen for you, you need to have another option for them. Most of the time, they don't want to sit in anybody else's chair, but at least have that option for you, which is a great reason why it's good to be working with a team. But that's a whole nother video. The reasons why it's great for working with a team. Okay. Um, So the second time that they're a no show, I might let it slide if they've been coming for a while. But most of the time, I let them know on the first one, hey, I understand life happens. This is your first no call, no show. So the next one, I'm going to charge you. I use the no show, no call fee as a tool as opposed to a punishment. I just want you to get back right. And, I want you to work with me whenever my child gets sick and I got to run and go pick him up or whatever. Right. And so now the third time, I'm no longer wowing you with the cancellation fee. Okay, now you're going to actually get charged a cancellation fee. And then if it keeps going, then you, of course, have to determine if this is going to be your client, if this is your ideal client. And sometimes you have to let them go if it happens on repeat. And then sometimes, if it's a good customer and they just really have one of those jobs, like I used to have an airplane mechanic, they used to be on call all the time. I would just tell him, hey man, look, this is what we're gonna do. This has happened about 6 times, but I really love you as a customer. So I'm going to just have you pay your services in advance. And if you don't come, I don't lose any money. You don't get to lose your opportunity to sit in my chair. And that worked for us, right? So that was another way for me to wow that customer, right? Because he was a good guy. He had been coming to me for a good 5 or 6 years. He actually still comes to the salon, but now he sits in another stylist chair because I'm blessed and highly favored enough to have my cup overflowing to where my overflow builds the clientele of the other stylist that works with me, which is another reason why it's a great part to be a part of a team. But anyway, this video is long enough. It's about 22 minutes now. I am Deanna, your face stylist, and I teach beauty tips. I give beauty information to clients and stylists alike that help to preserve the integrity of the beauty industry. Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Please like, subscribe, and if there's anything that I said that you think I could have said differently, if there's anything that you think that I overshared with, if there's anything that you believe I should share more on, leave your comments, concerns, and questions, and I will be more than happy to address them. And I'll see y'all on the next video.